to the Soulful Eclectic. I am Diana Collins, your host with the mostest. And with me today, I have my special guest, and she is now in my Sister Friend Club, Miss Ona Shawn Wells. And she is the CEO of Glam Gloss, girl. Yes. Doing it, right? Doing it for us Black ladies, right? Empowering the Black women, right? So, tell me about your journey. I kind of felt, I don't know, I don't even know how I found you, honestly.
Well, it's like that when you're on social media, because you, I just, a lot of friends on social media. So if we have mutual friends, I'm like, oh, she can be my friend. Yep, friend. Oh, okay, we got 50. Okay, yeah, we can be friends. So
that's probably how it happened.
And then you start commenting on some of my comments and statuses, and you were my customer of Glam Gloss Test, and then
listen, that Glam Gloss is hitting. Okay, I'm just letting everybody know it is the bomb, and it lasts for a very long time, and until we had to wear these masks. That is.
That's why I said we should have worn lip stains.
I know, exactly.
Definitely stay.
I gotta buy me some lip stains.
It would have definitely stayed on. I'm guilty, but I wasn't gonna wear my mask today. But it's too hot. Oh my
gosh, it really is. It really is. So it's really. I think it's God puts us, or the universe, whatever everyone believes in, puts us in a space for a reason.
I definitely believe in the universe.
And I'm all about the universe. So I go, if I say the universe, and some people look at me like, well, God did it. I'm like, God is part of the universe. Is he
that
not?
Part. Didn't I see? You probably commented on that status that I made on Facebook. Yes. God created the universe.
So doesn't he fall
absolutely.
into that?
Yes.
So that's a whole nother conversation I get into with people, because they are so special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me.
Very special.
It's really sad, right? The caliber of people we've encountered in our life, and they're all there for a reason.
Especially during this pandemic,
right?
True colors has shown.
I have a lot of people that were friends of mine that I kind of just delete because this showed them. This whole pandemic showed me their true colors.
And that's sad. You gotta go through a crisis to really figure out who your friends are, or who
absolutely,
or who is for your vibe. Because
everybody's.
As you've been my friend on Facebook, I always say that vibes are very important when you meet someone.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people don't get that, And being an empath is we had this discussion before. Being an empath is difficult, So.
Yeah, you just gotta breathe through it.
You just gotta breathe through it and pray.
Yeah, exactly.
Pray for people.
And people think even though we are in this, computer world with everything that we do with Zoom and things, that we still don't have that empathic ability because you're not so close. You don't feel it. It's like, no, but you do. You do. And
we could be million
miles
away. And if I woke up today with a really weird feeling, and usually when I have those feelings, because I said I just got notice with being an empath, I keep to myself. So my husband was like, "You must have one of those feelings," and I don't know what it is yet, but I'm pretty sure God will definitely reveal it. So, like I said, during this pandemic, it really has shown you who you are and who your friends are.
Oh gosh, so, absolutely.
It's a curse and a blessing at the same time, because it made you sit your butt down and really focus on you, and focus on the people around you, and focus on your loved ones, and pray. Whatever you believe in, the universe. I don't know, because I believe in the universe and God. I mean, God created the universe.
God created the universe.
So, I'm not, I believe in that. But it just really made you really sit down and think about your beliefs and the people that you surround yourself with and yourself, because self-awareness is self-reflection.
Absolutely.
So, definitely. So, Glam Gloss Kids came in part
of that, right?
Yeah, so.
Because you kind of just like, boom, there you were.
Yeah.
Glam
Gloss Kids basically came off of my story of domestic violence. As you know, I was in a domestic violence relationship. Well, he was my husband for 5 years.
Still doesn't change it, right?
Yeah, he was my ex-husband. So I'm still going through the process, even though I'm married with a new husband. It's always going to be a process, because when you get out of a dramatic relationship or a domestic violence relationship, it's a non-stop process.
Absolutely.
Because you try to not go back to the things that try to break you. So that's why I built my business. It reminds me that I am worthy and I am loved. And my mom always say is that when something is put in front of you that reminds you that who you are, and make sure that you don't go back to what tried to break you, you will always stand successful, and you will always remind yourself of who you are at that moment, and so going and so going. So that's where Glam Gloss Kids actually came from, was my story and me. I love to make women feel beautiful. It's not necessarily about the money. I just love it when they get on Facebook and they post their pictures, or they getting ready for a fashion show, and I see Glam Gloss Kids up there, and I'm like, I didn't anticipate it to be this big, but God know what he's doing. So, and it's not enough platforms for domestic violence.
No, there isn't. And I thank you for sharing your story, because like so many of us, and we have similar stories.
Exactly.
And just because one was not as horrific as the other, it does not negate that that person was still in an abusive relationship. Thankfully, I was not physically abused, came close, but that military side of me kicks in really quick.
I know about that side.
So that kind of deterred that from going any further. And then, you kind of kick in and say, I have to change. So, and for me, having my children helped me make that change.
Absolutely. Yeah, my daughter was, I want to say she was 9 months.
See, oh
and
my
me
gosh.
and my ex-husband had got into like this really, really, really big fight. And I was like unhappy, and so she crawled up the stairs. And she had to be like 9-10 months, and she crawled up the stairs, and she had a pacifier in her mouth, and she wiped my tears. And I was like, see, like, if she sees that, I don't want her to grow up thinking that it's okay for a man to put their hands on a woman, or talk to them, verbally abuse. And I was like, if she sees this, and she's only 9-10 months, if I stay, then when she get older, she's gonna think it's okay.
That's your empath passing on to your children.
Yep, absolutely. And it has passed on to her. She see beyond what I see, but that's a whole different story.
That's a whole other platform.
Story, whole different platform. But yeah.
No, that and that's what prompted me to really step out and start the podcast. And my husband was like, well, what is your drive? What genre are you going to be in? I said all of them.
That part.
I said all of them.
Yeah, that part.
Because there's just not one piece that I don't want to address. And I said everything is important to me.
Yep.
And when you are an empathic person, you can't let that go,
because it draws you.
It draws
you.
So just being here, I said, even if we can impact one life, that's all. That means the world to me. That means I did what I was supposed to do. The universe told me to do it. I did it. This is it. Somebody got what they needed.
And now you gotta move on to the next subject.
Exactly. Exactly. So, meeting you and coming here with you and having this conversation is mind-blowing, because I think we're not only going to touch those that are of our generation, my generation, but even younger, because domestic violence is happening sooner and sooner.
Yeah, absolutely. My first encounter, actually, so you know how you really not educated in some areas, and I have to say, now that I am older and wiser, my first actually domestic violence situation was actually when I was in high school.
Wow.
Because you think that's cute, your boyfriend trying to, oh, you're not wearing that, you think it's cute.
Right.
You're in school, but he was narcissistic. He was controlling. But I didn't know that because I didn't know about domestic violence. I didn't have that in my home. You know what I mean? My mom and them been married 50 years. And when I went through the motions when I got older, I'm like, oh my God, I've been through this before. So I started educating myself more on domestic violence, and it's just not like domestic violence, it's mental health. Narcissistic people is bipolar people, like mental health play a major part of domestic violence. So it has so many levels to it that you definitely got to educate yourself on
Absolutely. And we have to stop putting a stigma on mental health.
That part.
Right? Especially in the Black community.
Yeah. And it's sad because what's that saying? We was just talking about this a couple of days ago. When you take God out of a lot of things, and you don't foresee what's beyond the surface. Right. You know what I mean? You see what's just on top of the surface.
Right.
And some people do, like you said, some people do take mental health and make that an excuse. But it's not an excuse.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's different levels.
Yes.
There's different levels to mental health. And, I don't want to get too deep into it, but spiritually, you forget that things happen spiritually.
Yes.
But we have those people that don't believe in that. So they blame mental health.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to believe in that spiritual world. But it's out there.
It
is so real.
It is. And the more of us that believe it, the more it's going to become prevalent, and you're going to start to see more people being empaths and seeing spirits and things like that, because the world is broken.
Broken more than once.
Right. And when things are broken, things seep out, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it there. Things are broken, things are seeping out, and be careful what happens.
And you have to look beyond the surface.
And you have to. You have to.
Mental, I'm not putting that mental health is not a issue, because like I said, it's a part of domestic violence. It just have levels. But what I'm saying is, you can't just look at the surface. Spiritual, you have to look at it spiritually. You have to look at it at all angles, because some people that don't look beyond that, the spiritual world is, no, that's why they're using it as mental health. Oh, she got a mental health problem. Oh, she crazy.
She crazy. Let's just leave her alone.
Yeah.
How about
give her some pills?
Right.
She's schizophrenic. Oh, that's the like number one.
She's schizophrenic.
Yeah. So it's beyond that.
And we always want to say it's the mental illness, like we were saying, but some things is just a person and their behavior. It is who they are. Yeah. And we have to accept that.
But we don't.
But we don't have to accept it for us.
We blinded by that.
We are.
Because people always tell you who they are.
Yeah.
When you first meet them.
That lovely mask, right? That mask.
Yes. But we ignore it.
We ignore it. Yeah. Because we what Medea say? We put lifetime statutes on people who are only supposed to be there for a season.
For a season.
Right.
And we try to make them long term.
We try to make them long term, but they're not supposed to be.
It's more than a one-way street, right?
It is.
It's a two-way because God sends you people as a platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just working for that season to build that person to reach their platform.
Mm-hmm.
But some people feel that you're using them.
Yeah.
And it's not that. God sent you to me so you can help me
mm-hmm.
get to where I need to be, so I can help the next person get to where they need to be. And you do have people that is there for long term. I have a friend that's been in my life for 14 years, and she's meant to be in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. And there's some people that's simply not meant to be. And there are a lot of people that I connected with last year that I don't even talk to this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it was to help me talk about my domestic violence situation. They were my platform to help me get there. Because if it wasn't for those people, I don't think I would have never been crowned Queen Ambassador of 2019 and be able to meet women from multiple places and talk about my story.
Mm-hmm.
So some people are meant to just come and be a platform to build you up so you can build the next woman that might be struggling through something.
Exactly.
You know, because it has to start somewhere, and you have to be a voice, because that woman may not be too strong at that moment to be her own voice. So that's where Glam Gloss came from.
Same.
I just want to build women up to where they are strong and be like, you know, I deserve better. Self-worth and self-awareness. We need to get back to that as women.
Oh, yes.
Because we forget who we are when we become a wife, a mother, even a friend.
Yeah, even your profession, right? Even your profession, depending on what it is. Especially if you have a caring profession. You get lost in that.
And I was a nurse for the Navy SEALs and military, and but it was lonely, you know, and people be like, girl, you making this? It wasn't about the money. It was about, you know, I was in Hawaii, and my family was back home in Michigan. I didn't have kids, you know, and at that time doing military, that contract, it was kind of hard for me to even stay in a relationship. You know what I mean? So it's like I said, you lose yourself, and we have to find some type of balance so that we can be all about us and then be about our family too.
Exactly.
Because we always put ourselves on a back burner so we can take care of the people that we love. But I need to be a part of that circle too.
I teach people that you can't give from an empty well. So you have to start with self and fill in your well.
That part.
Otherwise, you're going to be given, and next thing you know, you're going to have nothing left to give. So Glam Gloss was like you filling your well.
Yes.
Right?
Glam Gloss is like me putting me first.
Yes, and which is you filling your well, because you have to put yourself first, right?
Yeah. And acknowledging myself. It's a difference. It's a difference. You have to acknowledge yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Too. You can't just put yourself first. Anybody can put themselves first, but if you're not acknowledging yourself,
excellent point.
You can't. You're not on a self journey.
You're not. because you're not going to be able to present your authentic self because you can't if you didn't acknowledge yourself. And you always want to put your authentic self forward when you're out in public, when you're out just being who you are as a mother, as a wife. If you're not your authentic self, you're forever going to be lost.
I agree.
And you're not going to be happy. Simple as that. You're not going to be happy. And happiness is whatever it is for that individual. But if you are constantly putting on a front every time you wake up, every time you encounter another person, that's stressful.
Because some people believe in appearances. They want other people to think that they have it together, and deep inside you know that you don't have it all together. And that also can hurt you and harm you, because you can put on a smile for the world, but then when you go home you're still broken.
You are.
So that was me, because we as women, what do? We hide our pain behind our smiles, and we hide our secrets behind our smiles. So I didn't understand about acknowledging myself until my husband deployed. This was our second tour deployment into this deployment.
Wow.
So that when I say it's a journey, and I've been out of my domestic violence relationship for 7 years. Me and my husband will be together, married for 6 years, coming next month. So, yeah, I didn't know the difference between acknowledging and self-awareness. They are two different paths. And when he was gone and I was putting Glam Gloss together, I'm like, wait, this is not self-awareness. This is totally something else.
Totally something different.
And it was like, you finally acknowledging what you want so you can be a better person. And I'm still learning. I'm still on that
it's a journey. It's a
of
journey.
Acknowledging. I'm on it right now. And it was a couple of people I had to apologize to. My best friend, and she's like, apologize for what? Because remember I told you I didn't accept me being an empath. I didn't want to accept it, but it just kept coming back. And my best friend was like, I've been knew you were an empath. Like,
you could have told me.
She's like, why are you apologizing for who you are? Boom, there go another acknowledgement. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to apologize for being who I am. You know what I mean? So
unapologetically you.
Yes. Yeah. So, and then when I thought about it, I was like, I want my apologies back. I want my, because, people just think you're crazy. And I'm not crazy. You probably could put a lot of people in a room with me and they'll probably tell you different stories about me. Because when you're an empath, you treat people accordingly.
Yes. Speak it.
Example, you tell me that you need space. I'm the queen of giving people spaces. Okay? You tell me that you need to get yourself together and you need space. I get that. Because I'm that person.
I'm the same way.
But don't go behind my back and say I'm acting funny.
Right.
My attitude and my actions is a reflection of what you give me. So I address people accordingly. I have learned that this year, though, during the pandemic, is that I treat people accordingly.
Yeah.
And you have to. Because if you don't, you might get people that say the same thing about you. But
absolutely.
You have to learn to address people accordingly.
You're acting funny, or you're antisocial. I get antisocial a lot.
And remember I put on Facebook is that you don't know what people are going through. It's not that they acting funny. it's not that they used you. It's just that you absolutely don't know what people are going through. And it was a lot of businesses that I couldn't support this year because me and my husband was trying to get out of debt because it's something that he wanted to do in the military.
Right.
And I would hear stuff would come back to me, oh, she not supporting my business, so I'm not gonna. I couldn't.
You couldn't.
But it ain't none of your business.
Right.
But we are, we debt free now, so I can pour back in other people's business. But
look, I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
My whole point is that you never know what a person is going through until they speak on that situation.
And it's not for you to know, honestly, because if you wanted to share it, you would have shared it, and it wouldn't have been an issue. I think if people know you, and if that's how they feel, then that's how they've always felt. I just don't know. That's it. That's how they felt. That's the way you've always felt about me. If you feel that. And
I don't like secret supporters.
Secret supporters.
I don't do secret import. I'm the type of person. Since I found my voice, I speak loud. You know me. I share everything on Facebook. So and plus, like I have a lip gloss, so I have to speak. I don't have a choice now because I began this thing. So when you support me loud.
Exactly.
Don't inbox me and say congratulations. I don't do secret supporters. So
yes,
that's another thing.
Absolutely. And we can go on forever.
We can.
I swear we can.
But in a nutshell,
I just love.
That's what Glam Gloss Kiss is.
The vibe. I just love our conversation. And
I think it's because you're a veteran too, and I'm a military wife, and that's another thing I'm having a problem with too. Is that as being a military wife, we are unpredictable.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
We're different from the civilian world, and a lot of my friends are the civilian world.
They don't get it.
They don't get it, and it might be I can tell you that I'm showing up for something, and then I can't, and they don't get that. So I feel like I have to explain myself all the time.
But and I always said if I say that I can't, I shouldn't have to give you an explanation. I just can't. And I've learned that over the short amount of years, because honestly, I really just became this person maybe 3 years ago. You would never have seen me here in front of a mic, in front of a camera. That was not me. I was looking through photo albums and I was like, wow, I'm not in that picture. I'm the one behind the camera taking the picture. I'm never in the picture.
So now it's your turn.
So now it's my turn. Yes. So I totally get it all. And family, friends, and they're looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Where did this person come from? The thing is, this person's always been there, but it's been hidden and sheltered and didn't have that voice. So I commend you for using your voice and being loud and going out, speaking to other women, helping them use their voice, because we've all had the voice, we just mute it.
Yeah. And Glam Gloss Kids just don't feel. I do a lot of things behind the scene. I've been on a lot of radio stations. I've been on a lot of podcasts. I'm actually a co-host for Station Head from time to time. But we do signature colors for domestic violence and sickle cell. I just didn't want the sickle cell and breast cancer. So I don't just sell the lip gloss, but I go out into the community and do interviews and stuff and just tell my story.
That's it.
And hopefully somebody else will be like, oh my God, I'm going through that. So
isn't that I think that's the best feeling of, if you want to say reward, because I think because of the giving nature and that we are and we don't look for a reward in anything we do. I'm going to speak for me. I don't look for a reward. My reward is seeing you prosper. Is seeing that other person get out of a situation. Then I did what I was supposed to do, what the universe put me here to do.
Yeah.
So if there is any reward, then that would be it. And then I'd like to see you pay it forward.
That part. My reward is getting inboxes from women that said, thank you for being that voice, and thank you for making me feel confident again.
Making me beautiful
and
again.
Making me beautiful. Or
that one's mine.
Women that say, I don't wear color, but when I start wearing Glam Gloss Kiss, I feel confident and bold. So I do look for awards. I look for those type of awards.
But that's what I mean. It's not monetary. It's not something given back to you, but it's seeing someone else grow from something that you've done, or you given them the permission and power.
Right. Like I said, it's never about the money, because God will always provide. He is our provider. But those are the awards that I look for. Is when women, post about Glam Gloss Kiss and how much they love the color, but also get them confidence. And I don't put on my website what Glam Gloss Kiss is about, because it stops right there. So I make people ask me, so we can go into detail.
Have a conversation about
that
it.
part. So, people say, why you don't put it on the website? And then when I tell them, they be like, oh, no. So I want you to ask me so I can tell you. So,
well, I asked you.
Yeah. You sure did. So, and then they sent me on the news, because I was on the Arizona news. So they sent me on the news, and they was like, oh my God. And my website was blowing up that day. So it's not about the money. It's about, I know it's more people out there like me. And I just lost a friend to domestic violence last year.
Sorry.
And she kept it from me. Her husband killed her and left her in the home for a week. So just going on about his business.
Yeah, like nothing.
Like nothing. So he waited, and he called the police after 5 days. Took their daughter to school. We're mommy, So I take domestic violence very, 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 very seriously. That's what I want Glam Gloss. If I was to die tomorrow, I want Glam Gloss Kiss to be known for reaching back to another woman to be able to speak her truth and walk into her confidence.
Wow.
So, like I said, I built my business around my story to reach back. That's my way of reaching back, because we all want somebody to reach back, right? So that's my way of reaching back. So the money is a plus, because my husband, he provides our household, and he lets me be that voice.
Yes.
So that the money is extra. The reward is to see women speak their truth.
All right.
And walk into their confidence.
All right.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. On that note, we're going to end our chapter, the first chapter, because there are going to be many.
Yes.
Many. Because I'm going to tell you, if you think you can get rid of me, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
With me because,
just not going to happen. So we are going to wrap up for today, and we're going to plan for another episode. Actually, I have a Military Wives episode coming up. So,
yes.
So that's going to be an interesting one, because I have one military wife. I swear she's a hot ticket. She's crazy as a bed bug. Love her dearly. She's a close friend of mine. But she crazy, loud. Gotta love her. But she said, we gotta tell them that we, as military wives, have benefits, is what she said. We have benefits.
That part. That's true.
And a lot of military wives don't know that, sadly. So
yeah,
we about to educate some of them.
And it might be something that I don't know. So I'm learning.
Right.
You
and
teachable, I'm learnable. Hey, we can
work out. Yeah. So definitely, I want to thank you for coming. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate you coming and chatting with me. And like I said, we will definitely be chatting away because we will definitely be doing this again.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I got lost.
That's okay. I got lost too.